We added this regulator with the moisture filter, or trap on it if you want to call it. Ran another air line separate for that into the side of the cabinet. Rubber grommets there, keep it sealed up. Got our, and then basically attach that right to the gun out of my bucket blaster. I'm not sure this gun is the perfect ticket yet. So that's one side of Zaya's glove box cover after I used the glass bead on it with the new upgraded sandblasting cabinet. Got a couple little brackets from my truck box as well. We're going to powder coat them. I'll show you that as we get to that. But man, just the difference. I'm going to put a picture up in the corner of the video of how dark this cabinet was before, and hopefully a picture of this cover here, what it looked like before I started. I got an earlier video where I started doing the opposite side of this cover with the old cabinet, so you can get an idea how bad it was. But yeah, really made a big difference. Just adjusting my metering valve a little bit, and that'll work out a lot better. But pretty happy with these upgrades. Next thing I think we'll do is maybe the foot pedal for the airline, but otherwise it's working pretty good. Really visible. Running the vacuum, I don't have to worry about the getting cloudy so I can't see anymore, so big difference. Thought we'd try a little video doing some blasting for you guys to show you what how this thing's working. There's no shortcut to this. It takes time, quite a bit of time. One thing I've been working on is trying to get all the moisture out of my compressor so we don't get media that's clumping up. So here's that piece again, guys. I got maybe 10 minutes in blasting that down. Got both sides pretty good. Obviously we need to go another layer or so, but I mean, blasting's time consuming, but it really does a good job with that glass bead. I could use a bigger compressor. I wouldn't have to wait for the compressor to catch up so much, but it does a great job for what we got. Hopefully next episode we'll do some powder coating on the brackets for the truck box and show what the finished product looks like. Okay, so there with the new lights and the blast cabinet, we did a test run with it. Got the vacuum hooked up to it right there. I actually got a wall mount vacuum. The hose on this thing is like 15 feet long. I don't know why it's got such a long hose, but I'm liking it. I'm gonna mount this probably right about there on the wall, just so we can pull the canister off and dump it when we need to. But we added this air metering valve to add air into this to help move the media a little quicker. I was using the coal blasting media. I'm not impressed with it at all. I actually switched back to the aluminum oxide and then also tried glass bead. Both of them work pretty good. I think it just, with the coal, it just gets too much. I think it's more of a moisture issue. It doesn't take much for that to clog up. Where the glass beads, they don't pick up the moisture, especially. Aluminum oxide does a little bit, but not much. But anyway, cracking that valve, you'll see a lot of guys that add these, they end up really taking a little while to fine tune that and get it dialed in where they want. I found about quarter open is about perfect. It helps suck the media up through the hose, putting air behind it. Works pretty good. And the best thing is, it's so much brighter in here now. That's actually a little bracket for the tailgate. I started blasting the other night with the coal, and it didn't work the way I wanted. So I picked up some glass bead, and then, like I said, the aluminum oxide I'm going to put in there, and we'll try it with that. I had a little bit of glass bead. It worked better, but didn't have enough that I could mess with it very long. Anyway, but before this was really dim. You had a little fluorescent light in there, kind of pitiful. The glass was hard to see. I put the single strength glass on the bottom, put double strength on top. The other thing I did that you guys can't see that really made a difference for me is underneath these screws, I use the nut cert. So now instead of having a nut on the bottom of these screws, you actually just thread these into the cabinet. So when I need to change the glass, just pull these screws up from the top, lift the glass off, and we're good to go. Saves a lot of time. You're not trying to reach in the cabinet, get your arm all the way across. You're trying to get way to that end of the cabinet, get a nut off the bottom side of this. And as you guys saw in earlier videos, I did a video on these nut certs. I mean, it's just a little, basically a threaded insert that you expand like almost with the nut cert tool, which is kind of like a rivet gun. And then you run your bolt right in there. It has threads built in it. Works really slick. So by putting the nut certs in that cabinet, like I said, it saves me a lot of time, makes it easier to change glass in the future. I did get an extra piece of single strength glass because that's on the bottom. That's one that's going to get etched and scratched up quicker. For all the glass, I think I got $30 and 3 pieces of glass. But the top one I'm not going to have to replace. It's just going to be the bottom one as it gets scratched up. You'll have to replace that one. But most guys I talk to that have done these upgrades are getting about a year out of that glass, depending on how much you're blasting. Obviously, I think we're going to probably use it more than most because all the parts we got to do on the 34. But we'll see. But really, the next upgrade we could do to that blasting cabinet is the foot pedal, and then the different style gun. It really doesn't look like a gun. It's more like a little an air and a media inlet with the nozzle. Looks more like a Y, so it gets less restricted flow. That's going to be in the future. We'll see how this works for a while, and then if I can pick one up cheap enough, we'll add the foot pedal. All right, well, that's it for this video. Make sure guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share it with guys. I want to build this channel so we can do a lot more content. Again, let us know what you'd like to see. Let us know what we're not showing you of these projects that you want to see how to do it, or at least how I do it. Like I said, this is just how I do things. It's not necessarily a teaching video. It's just what I got in my shop to work with and how I use it. So hopefully it helps you. And if nothing else, hopefully we're entertaining. But thanks for watching.